For decades, the global economy ran on a predictable engine: massive multinational trading blocs. Over the last few years, severe supply chain shocks and deep geopolitical divisions have caused those enormous networks to fracture. Governments are now left with a difficult math problem. They still need to secure industrial supply chains and drive economic growth, but they can no longer rely on broad multilateral systems to guarantee access to materials and markets. To survive the breakdown of the giant alliances, nations are executing a new strategy. They are bypassing the massive blocs entirely in favor of targeted, one-on-one bilateral agreements. That brings us to July 15, 2026. On that date, the India-UK Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, officially enters into force. Because of the exact timing and the sheer size of the economies involved, this rollout serves as the primary global test case for how economic diplomacy functions in a fractured world. Look at the UK and India, separated by immense geographic distance and differing trajectories, yet driven by converging needs. Post-Brexit, the UK must aggressively diversify commercial partnerships outside Europe. Simultaneously, India is executing an outward push, embedding domestic industries into global supply chains. London operates as a mature, advanced financial center. To generate new momentum, the UK requires deep access to India, the world's fastest-growing major economy. Conversely, India relies on dense urban centers and a rapidly expanding domestic market that requires continuous influxes of capital. To elevate its industrial base, it needs exactly the kind of foreign direct investment that an advanced Western market provides. When you align the raw economic conditions of both countries, the CETA is simply the point where two entirely distinct national survival strategies interlock to build a single functional economic engine. Signing a comprehensive trade document is a diplomatic victory. Getting two vast economies to actually interact requires complex logistical engineering before day one. That is why, in the final hours ahead of the July 15th launch, senior officials from both nations are locked in high-level transition talks. India's Commerce and Industry Minister, Piyush Goyal, alongside UK Business and Trade Secretary Peter Kyle, are the primary architects steering this final execution phase. Their immediate agenda completely bypasses broad policy. They are solving mechanical hurdles, locking in exact tariff reductions, standardizing customs procedures, and aligning regulatory frameworks. This flowchart tracks an Indian professional moving between two national systems, highlighting a friction point where Social Security is paid twice. The new Double Contribution Convention directly eliminates this double taxation point, instantly lowering employment costs for temporary workers in the UK. Invisible regulatory fixes like the DCC are the actual gears of international trade. They transform a signature on a piece of paper into measurable cross-border commercial activity. When businesses wake up to these newly aligned rules, they gain sudden market certainty and a drastically improved environment for capital investment. Immediate capital flows will target advanced manufacturing. The agreement specifically strips away barriers for high-tech industrial sectors, allowing heavy machinery and tech components to cross borders with far less friction. Simultaneously, it mobilizes the professional services sector. By lowering the cost of moving skilled labor, companies can rapidly deploy modern workforces exactly where they are needed. Other governments are watching this July 15th implementation closely to see if the logistics hold up under real-world pressure. If the rollout succeeds, it proves an advanced Western market and a massive emerging economy can bypass traditional trading blocs to secure their supply chains. Trade diplomacy has evolved into a strategic weapon for building national economic resilience, and this specific agreement provides the exact blueprint other nations will copy.